Oh, thank you so much, Kat. A very good morning to you, team. A good morning to you, South Africa. Kuhle Adams clocking in for duty this morning in one of my favorite places. I'm talking about the Rhino Lion Nature Reserve near Krugersdorp in the Cradle of Humankind. Now, this morning, I am joining someone who's no stranger on our screens. I'm talking about Chef Lehan. A very good morning to you, Chef.
And good morning to you. Welcome back.
How are you doing? Thank you.
Well, no, I'm doing fine, thanks. It's, we're starting to operate, so it's nice to get into level 1 and get through us. So, we're excited.
It's truly exciting, and I'm so happy that during level 1 we get to do this to showcase what, Neck and Deck has to offer. Now, the last time I was here, you made me these scrumptious mobani worms on palenta served with harissa sauce, right?
That's it. That's the one.
And what are we making this morning?
So, this morning we're going to do what we call our signature omelette. So, we decided to call it our signature omelette because we themed this restaurant around the celebration of giraffes. And this omelette contains a lot of spots. It's little tomatoes and feta and all the different colors, a bit of basil pesto. So it's our signature omelette, and it's a great way to start the day.
It's rich in flavor and ingredients, and the final product looks mouth-watering. All right, I want to see you do it so I can actually take down some notes for when I get back home.
No problem. So, important thing, we start with some eggs. We're just gonna scramble. Some people add a bit of cream to them. It makes it a bit more rich and heavy. We don't actually add anything. I like it the way it is. You can also add a bit of water. Some people prefer to add some water. So there are ways to structure your texture of your omelette slightly different. So we're gonna start with a good helping of butter, because if we can't celebrate butter in the process, then what are we doing here?
No, what are you doing here? I've actually never made an omelette using butter. Why is butter over oil?
I prefer butter purely for taste. I think it gives a great taste. You can do it with oil. Obviously, if you're trying to watch, you can go for some healthier options like olive oil. When you cook with the oils, it's sometimes also better to take an oil that's got a slightly higher burn temperature. So oils like sunflower and canola, even some peanut oil can work.
All right.
Then we're going to give it a little bit of mozzarella cheese.
I love cheese.
It's always good to have a bit of a gooey center. I just sauteed some tomatoes, some cocktail tomatoes. I like using them because they're nice and sweet.
You know what? Back in the studio, we usually host these omelette challenges between the presenters.
Oh, yeah?
And I am proud to say that I am the reigning queen.
Aye, that's good.
That was a lie.
So next time I can come to you.
Maybe I can teach you some tricks. No, I'm kidding.
There we go. So we're going to just add a little bit of the chives and just a spot of pesto in there. And I'm just going to finish it off here in our pizza oven while we get our plate ready.
Fancy.
It's a great way to cook is with a pizza oven. And, we enjoy our fire, as you know, in this country.
Does it add a special taste when you finish it off in that section?
It obviously does have a bit of a wood smoke that goes around, so you can probably pick up a smokiness. Eggs are actually very good at absorbing flavors. So, you can probably taste a bit of the smoke in the finish. Definitely.
Product. I can't wait to get tasting. But in light of Heritage Month, Chef, and also just celebrating our diverse heritage and cultures and traditions, how would you describe, the heritage of South African culinary?
I actually think we've got probably the most exciting cuisine on this planet. They call it rainbow cuisine, or we're the melting pot. So we've been fortunate that we've had these influences come from all over the world, from the Malay to the Dutch to German. We've got all these different influences that came into our country, and the French Huguenots. So I think South Africa is the place where we took everyone's cuisines and we made it better. So we put our own spin on it, we put our own flavors on it, and that's what we have today, and we celebrate that. And you know, I think when you take it back, the one thing we all have in common in this country is our love for fire and cooking with fire, and sort of just that brings a social element to it already. So
that's true.
That's why I think Heritage Day, it's and celebrating our heritage in food and all in everything that we do is very important. We've got a wonderful heritage.
Especially around a bonfire. We truly love bonfires. You know, talking about stories, telling each other stories, especially hearing from our parents and our grandparents, you know, how they grew up and how they used to, you know, celebrate Heritage Month. And it's just also a moment where we can get to learn about each other and each other's heritages. You know?
Absolutely.
I see.
So we're going to just finish this guy off, our little smokiness, and just make sure it's nice and loose so I don't leave half of it in the pan there.
Ooh.
And then just bring
Look
it in.
at the presentation.
And then this is where the little spots come in. So we just give it our little finish and a little bit of pepper.
Just putting on the finishing touches before.
And some coarse salt. And maybe just a little bit of the greens. And there we go.
There we go.
I don't know if you'd like to sample some of that.
With pleasure. This is actually my favorite part, especially when I'm with you, because you never fail. You never fail me. I love cheese, so I love the fact that you've incorporated different types of cheeses, and basil pesto is one of my favorite plant sauces. Is that correct? Am I saying
Yeah, it's a herb sauce. I must say, for me as well, I like the aromatics of it. It's got such a nice flavor with, and it's intense. So with the tomatoes and the saltiness of the feta, it works wonderful.
You, sir, have outdone yourself. This is truly delicious. I love the presentation that it represents. You know, your celebration of giraffes in the reserve and the cheesiness inside. Well, while I finish up my breakfast for champions, make sure to keep it locked right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, because when you return, we're going to be meeting someone special in light of World Rhino Day. Chef Lehan, thank you very much.
It's an absolute pleasure.